All right, y'all, we're back at it. National Park number 15 coming at you. We're up here in Virginia at Shenandoah National Park, and we kind of feel like we've got this whole exploring the big parks thing down. So we've got a couple days here, and we're going to do our best to show you all the fun activities, Project RV style.
Shenandoah National Park was founded in 1935, and we're currently on Skyline Drive, which creates the backbone of the entire park. Right along the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's 105 miles.
Now this thing takes over 3 hours to drive, but plenty of stop-offs you're gonna wanna make between hikes, overlooks, waterfalls, and tons of history. We're looking to get wet, y'all.
3 feet? You're not that tall, dude.
I don't ask me.
Huge black bear was just standing right there.
Like right there.
We're about to go summit that old man's face. Whoa. The highest peak in the entire park. To be on the safe side, from Bowler Mountain Recreation Area to our dispersed camping site outside of Shenandoah National Park, we've used RV Trip Wizard again, and that's because most of the roads that we've been traveling on since we got up here in the Virginia mountains have been like mountain back roads. And you know, we obviously want to make sure that we're gonna not be too long or too high
or go down a crazy gravel mountain road.
Yeah, so definitely RV Trip Wizard helpful. It's definitely taking us a different route than our regular GPS would have.
If you see smoke, it's because they're doing controlled burns.
Oh, okay. Well, it's definitely a little hazy today.
Seems a little dangerous with how dry it's been too.
Hog Pen Road, that's where our dispersed camping location is, and we just rolled up.
Yep, and it's already been quite a bumpy road, and it looks like it's still gonna be bumpy going down there.
We got about another half mile.
It's been a couple of months since we used the generator, and I know for a fact that we put quite a few hours on it, so we're gonna go ahead and change out the oil before we hook it up again. Phew! It looks like it needed to happen.
We weren't excessive about it, but yeah, clean oil's never a bad thing. Okay, and now time for the new oil. Nice and clean for old Jenny.
Look at the color difference for comparison.
Pretty sweet dispersed camping site here at Slate Lit Campground, and it's about 45 minutes outside of Shenandoah National Park.
There are quite a few campsites of varying sizes, and actually you're supposed to be able to fit like a horse trailer in here, and so they fit pretty good size rigs.
Yeah.
However, we did make the mistake of going straight down one of these little roads where it looked like there were more campsites, but it's for people who are walking in or possibly driving, but definitely not towing something this side. And we had a very hard time turning around. Once we finally got turned around, we ended up at one of the very first sites that you come across as you come down the road, but we're very excited to explore more of it tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what's first? Gotta get a stamp. We are in the Mid-Atlantic region, and I don't think there's a whole lot of national parks, but there are a whole bunch of stamps, and I'm gonna get them all. Oh, a Junior Ranger.
Uh-oh.
Take great pleasure in dedicating Shenandoah National Park to this and to succeeding generations of Americans for the recreation and for the recreation which we find here.
Our first stop is actually the furthest north that we're gonna go from the Swift Run Gap entrance. We are at Buck Hollow Overlook, which is at 2,710 feet.
And absolutely gorgeous. You'll probably see several of these through the park. 100 miles of the Appalachian Trail actually run through Shenandoah National Park.
I found him. If you squint your eyes a little bit, you can kind of see a man there, and this was actually a favorite of visitors in the early 20th century, which by that I mean before the park was even formed.
And I think we're about to go summit that old man's face. Oh, we made it. The viewpoint. Whoa. That might be the closest to the edge of a mountain I've ever seen you. Wow. That's worth the half mile up. Jeez. So if that's the top of Stony Man's head, are we on his nose right now? Are we like a nose pimple? If you could see us from the spot we just were?
I don't know, it's a good question.
I think that's the top of his head up there, and we're standing on his nose.
This hike is definitely pretty good bang for your buck. It was only 1 mile, 0.5 in, 0.5 out, and look at these views. This is Old Rag, and it is one of the most popular hikes in Virginia, but I think it also requires a separate permit to hike.
Yeah, and it's like over 9 miles, so
Whew.
gotta put in work. Today was about covering as much of Skyline Drive as we could. That's why we went as far north as we're gonna go. So it's a lot of overlooks, and we're trying to find a really dope sunset spot, and Victoria, the planner that she is, got everything mapped out right here. So I'm pretty sure we're about to find one. I'd like to point out that's the 3rd time I've seen deer crossing the road, but the first time I was able to get my camera up quick enough before they ran away.
And guess what? None of them were at the deer crossing signs.
That's true. That one was a pedestrian crossing. Y'all better watch yourselves out there.
This is the sunset spot that we settled on, Hazeltop Ridge Overlook, although I don't think settled is the right word at all. Like, Mother Nature is treating us to cotton candy tonight, and it is beautiful.
And as you can see, there's plenty of good overlook spots, but we kind of settled on this one because it was on a list and close to our entrance.
Yeah, but like the park ranger at the Grand Canyon said, there are no bad sunset spots, only better.
Man, it's incredible out here.
All right, you ready to walk?
Let's go. These people have clearly had too many people mistake their driveway for a trail, and they are not having it.
Yeah, they're on it.
Right past when you get to the trailhead, you'll start seeing signs for Shenandoah National Park.
Okay, we're hot, we're sweaty, and we're back on the trail, and we're looking to get wet, y'all.
We're at the Thompson Hollow Trail, which actually starts outside the park, so you enter by foot, and we have about a mile hike to what I hear is a pretty cool swimming hole.
This split off right here, it's got the little arrow. This is where we jump onto the overall Run Falls Trail. Just keep following the blue blazes.
Oh, whoa. How cool.
We made it, y'all. It was about exactly 1 mile, according to the Apple Watch, from where we parked our car. And I gotta tell you, it looks like it's well worth the hike. It appears we're the only ones out here, and the water is crystal clear.
Yeah, and there's actually quite a few pools with different depths, and if I'm not mistaken, there's supposed to be a place where you can slide down somewhere.
We'll look for it.
And it really wasn't too hard to find. We'll put the GPS location, and you just turn left off the trail, and it's right here. So there are 3 main pools that you can go into. This top one seems to be pretty actually deep in the middle, and it's the widest of them all. The second one is the tallest, it looks like, possibly. It's hard to tell, but it's a little bit shorter. And then the third one, well, it's way down there, and it seems pretty big, but we haven't actually explored it yet.
It appears that we have found the rock slide. We're standing on it, but it has been very dry around this area, and it's towards the end of August right now, so I don't think we're going to be sliding today, Victoria.
Nah, water's a little low.
So how's it feel?
Not too bad.
3 feet? You're not that tall, dude.
I don't ask me. I'm 5'6" and it goes to here.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, we definitely were just the closest to a bear we've ever been. We ran back to the car for supplies, and we're headed back to the swimming hole. And about halfway up the trail, a huge black bear was just standing right there.
Like right there.
Yeah.
I was like, whoop, hold on.
And I happen to be looking down, and I look up, and she's like, I'm like, back down the trail.
And make noise.
Get loud. And we let him pass. And funny enough, we happened to be walking back towards the swimming hole after we gave him a minute to kind of pass through. And one of the locals was walking by us, and he goes, yeah, he was actually here on Saturday chasing bees. So I'm like, oh, that wasn't terrifying at all.
It was the closest we've been to a bear, though, outside of our car, for sure.
That's true. We were just discussing you're not going to see
video of the bear because we were adhering to bear safety protocol versus taking video, which was getting loud, getting big, and backing away from the bear.
Yeah, overall, you kind of want the bear to maybe be intimidated of you. So we have the additional bear bell that we hang from our backpack that constantly makes noise. We have our speaker, which can be controversial, but of course we turn down our music anytime we come across another hiker. And we also have bear spray, and that is the closest that we have ever been using it.
I unclipped it and had it ready to go just in case, but it's apparently a friendly bear. That's where little man lost his shoe, I think.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Do I step down there?
No.
Okay. Finally made it down to the third pool, and it actually looks deeper than we're willing to go right now.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it's for you to find out.
I cannot see the bottom.
Either way, no matter what, do not dive head first into any of these.
them.
None of them.
We ended up loving this place so much, we kind of spent our entire afternoon here, which means we're gonna stay an extra day and we have more Shenandoah adventures coming to you tomorrow.
I think we really lucked out on the time of year that we came here because it's like right after the kids went back to school, but it's still hot out here. And so the trailhead wasn't super busy, but I do hear reviews that it can get, you know, a little busy. So just be respectful of private property.
Yeah, I mean, this has to be one of the best swimming holes we've ever hung out at.
It's pretty great. For a mile hike, you should definitely check it out.
Okay, we're headed back, and some might think that we kind of mailed it in today, just hanging out at the swimming hole all day, but the truth is that now that we've gone back and forth to the car already, we've hiked about 4 miles.
Yeah, I think that like adds up probably. I think that we've earned our keep.
Back on the trail this morning. We got right now a 2.1 mile hike with a little over 500 feet of elevation gain, and we're about halfway up there.
We are at the upper Hawkville Trail, and this is one of the more popular hikes around here. So you might want to get here a little bit early. The parking lot does fill up really fast. But the thing that I like the most about this hike so far is that there are a ton of very beautiful ferns just like covering the forest.
Yeah,
here.
it's very pretty out here. We're slowly but surely getting to the top here. We made it to the top, y'all, and this right here is actually the highest peak in the entire park.
4,029 feet.
That's right, and right across the way you can see where we were the other day, which is Little Stony Man Mountain, the second highest peak in the park. It was a slight challenge for a moment, but we did see all different age ranges, shapes, and sizes out here. So if they can do it, you can do it too. That is Little Stony Man. Now here's the thing, obviously my camera's not good enough to do this view justice because it's absolutely beautiful, but they say that without any pollution in the air, you would be able to see 120 miles the farthest distance. But
wow,
on the clearest day with pollution, it's about 90 miles, which is a long ways.
You scratch your ear like a dog.
You are super cute.
Did you hear what that dude just said? He said that only the younger fawns are spotted because they actually are better camouflaged that way.
It seems like it.
Interesting. I never heard that before.
Happy.
event.
I think we gotta keep going.
Pretty good.
We made it down to Dark Hollow Falls, and this again is one of the more popular hikes in the entire park, but it's only 1.4 miles in and out.
This waterfall is pretty impressive. It is 70 feet tall.
Yeah, and you can actually swim here, which we plan on trying to take advantage of.
When we say swim, we really mean wade. You know, like not a lot of these are big enough to really swim in. But
exactly.
most importantly, do not jump in head first. This is cool.
Yeah.
It's chilly wet. Very cool. We're all the way at the very top of the pools in the waterfall.
It was a bit of a scramble to get up here, but I'd say it's worth it.
Yeah.
Just be careful. It's a little bit chilly. Yeah.
Going down to the waterfall, real easy for that 0.7 because it's pretty much all downhill, which means going back up to get back to the car.
Shenandoah National Park was absolutely amazing. It's a little bit too close to us for us to be able to tell exactly where it ranks in our list of national parks, but we had an absolutely wonderful time looking at the waterfalls. There was lots of hikes, mountain views. We saw a black bear.
The swimming hole, the Skyline drive, all of it was
Gorgeous.
worth our time for sure.
Also, this whole trip was very economical. I mean, we have our National Park Pass, which is $80 per year, which we have used multiple times. Definitely paid for itself.
And it does cost $30 per vehicle. I think that's good for a week. Don't quote me on that.
To enter Shenandoah without the National Park Pass. We're also at Slate Lick Dispersed Camping, which is $0. So really all we paid for this trip was our gas to and from and our food.
And when it comes to this campground, there's about 10 sites that we saw, maybe a few more if you're just tent camping, but our site right here was huge and you could fit several RVs back here if you wanted to do like group camp or something like that.
Absolutely. And I think we mentioned before that I think we just came at the perfect time because I've heard during the summer it is first come first serve, so you may want to get here a little bit earlier to secure a spot of the proper size.
That's right.
Just keep in mind that there is zero AT&T service here on our phones, but our Verizon MiFi did have 1 to 2 bars.
We just filled up our fresh water at our last spot at Bowler Mountain Recreation Area, which is not that far from here, so know that this campground does not have water and you will need to make sure that you fill up your fresh tank before you get here. I think this goes without saying though in this situation, pack everything in, pack everything out.
And if you're the person who likes to drink Mountain Lightning here and camp, you're a piece of trash. Or at least you left a lot of them.
Yes.
So.
So that's a wrap on this episode, and hopefully we got you some good information when it comes to exploring Shenandoah National Park. And I guess we'll be catching you next Sunday because we're still on the loose plan and have no idea where we're going to be.
We'll see you when we see you.
Bye, y'all.